great at his job. So the Vickers Aircraft Company machine, the twin turbo, 1200 horsepower, and Baden Gray in his last lap out here looked very, very confident, certainly very fast indeed. Waiting to see some big things from this pair here today in the Vickers Aircraft vessel. So Baden Gray really going quite, really wide, really late into that left-hander. Really had to reset getting through that chicane, through the flip-flop in that central part of the course, and the transition from commentary to the far side of the course. Plenty of power here. You can see that available to Baden. Just on and off the throttle at the moment. So Baden Gray now in just the run for the home. Won't be as quick as he would have liked, but a 54.868, 54.868. The next time we see this boat on the water, it will be with Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks in the B drive on this boat, just accruing some points here today to secure a third place in the overall championship in the unlimited category. Unfortunately, couldn't bring their vessel Rusty 1 down here this weekend after a huge crash at Wanganui. Aaron, in fact, broke his thumb, and Julie, in fact, lost one of her fingers in the crash. It was pretty lucky, though. They found it. It was in her glove. But unfortunately, they had to amputate the top part of her finger. But it's great to see those pairing. We'll see them back again soon. But it is now Richard Burt out on track. And this is the Toyota Supra engine, the Sprint Tech hull, the straight 3.4 litre 2JZ GTE Toyota Supra engine. And they have two tunes in this boat here today. One for Richard Burt, which will produce around about 1100 horsepower. And then when the B driver, Ruben Hoxema, gets into it, they put a different tune into this engine. It produces about 800 horsepower. Very coffee, very spluttery, and the wrong way. So the sound that you're hearing there is the anti-lag. As you decelerate, it's just that's the coughing and spluttering. Sounds better when you got your foot into it. Don't worry about that. This is what they expected from this vessel. They're not surprised by it at all. But it is Richard Burt around the rock gas roundabout now and really just pushing towards the line. Richard Burt across the line there with a 54.936, 54.936. The rotation was okay. Somebody actually put their hand up there for a second, and I thought it was an incorrect rotation. It turns out they were just scratching the top of their head. So what we have in here in the commentary tower, ladies and gentlemen, just so that you understand the processes in the commentary box, is we have two rotational experts as well as a timing expert running all of the computer systems. Our timing guys up here just check out the rotation and make sure it's okay. And if they make an incorrect rotation, a hand is raised. There's Robert White and Nicole White. Robert White, not seen on a jet sprint track for some 18 months or more, but you wouldn't think it. You wouldn't have thunk it, that's for sure. Robert White, always an exciting driver, has been around since the days of jet sprinting when there were no roll cages. That was the days in jet sprinting where the navigator leaned out over the bow of the boat. That was in the days when they didn't even have a lap belt. So he has been around for a long, long time. And Robert White, the fisherman from Invercargill, really got this rotation well and truly sorted. Oh, late into the rock gas roundabout. Driving very, very hard indeed. Robert White across the line there, 54.551. He'll be wrapped with that. His daughter, Nicole, quite an accomplished equestrian rider and does a lot of the show jumping and very well known around the national circuit here in New Zealand and indeed overseas. So due to the horse jumping, needing to navigate around all of those jumps out in an equestrian field, obviously a bigger number of horsepower. And so what she does as a profession translates very, very nicely onto a jet sprint track, and that is absolutely evident with what we just saw from the man from Invercargill. Glenn Head, Altherm Window Systems. This is the silent assassin, the HRE twin turbo. Haley Todd, the radiographer, doing the navigational duties. This boat brought to you by Eltherm Window Systems, the greatest view in the world, and Lucas Oils. Glenn Head currently leading the championship by a solitary point to the Mouthfresh man, Rob Coley. It is going to come down to the wire. Don't worry about that. So Glenn Head, plenty of horsepower at his disposal, 1,750 GGs in the back of this Sprint Tech vessel, the 9.5-inch jet unit. Sorry, the 10-inch jet unit. So Glenn Head, this time's going to be quick time of the day. Oh, 50.599, ladies and gentlemen, quick time. That's taking it up to the man from Mouthfresh, Rob Coley, in this championship shootout here down at Wanaka, the Oxbow Aqua Track. Wow. Big shout out down there to Faded Photography. Go to Facebook, faded.co.nz. Check out what they're doing as Kevin Roberts, the Foxton Flyer, in the Stinger machine. Kendra Death doing the navigational duties. Had a bit of a chat with Kevin Roberts just a little while ago. He said he's having a nightmare of a time trying to get his head around this rotation. So the boat has got 1,500 plus horsepower, but when you don't have confidence in that rotation, it's very hard to put your foot into it. So the man who comes from a stock car background, certainly a different style of driving involved in the boats, that's fairly evident and self-explanatory. But when you're used to just banging doors against people, this is a different style of racing, and Kevin Roberts taking some time to get his head around it certainly can develop the speed in the boat. There is no doubt that it is there. It's just trying to get everything to come together on the day. So 1,500 horsepower, very, very difficult to harness. There's no doubt about that. Now down the back chute. So Kevin Roberts, the time will be his best at a 60.641, and the confidence certainly rising there in the Stinger boat hull. All right, Wicked 2 coming out next. Scott Donald, Nicole Reesby, the pair from Featherston, went about it as they normally do, fairly slow and sedate in the first two qualifying runs. In fact, got it the wrong way, but recorrected it in Q2. Now we're in qualifying 3. So they will really need to start putting some runs on the board if they want to be featuring in the sudden death finals. So Scotty Donald, nothing seems to bother him. Fairly laid back. In fact, he's so laid back, he's almost walking backwards sometimes, I think. But doesn't seem to stress too much about it. Coming out with a little bit more aggression. Just after that misstep during qualifying round number 2, really just trying to get this rotation sorted out. It is a very busy rotation, and that is evident by the amount of DNFs and wrong ways we've seen throughout the course of today. Now it is time that everybody's starting to get their head around it. We haven't raced down here for some 18 months. So Nicole Reesby doing the navigational duties, keeping her partner on track very well so far. Oh, nicely done. I thought Scotty was going to come right over the commentary side. Presence of mind to take it straight up the middle. I thought he was going to go the long way up the wrong way. So Wicked 2 across the line. Scotty Donald will be really happy with that. A 58.898. 58.898. So very, very positive run there for Scotty Donald. Got the lady who does a fair bit of work around here, Mandy Tisdall, Case Constructions, and thank you for bringing up the water. Now, let me ask you, was there any vodka in that?
No.
Right, okay, fair enough. Now, you and the husband going quite well out there today. You were telling me in one of your early qualifying runs you recognised somebody out in the crowd side of things and it reminded you needed to chat to them. Do you think that's a good way about concentrating?
No.
Right. So how do you feel as though your day's going?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm good. It's going good.
Well, you're posting some quick times.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's not raining. There's lots of people here, and yeah, the boat looks good. And thanks, Advanced Quip. Yep, pretty stoked with that. Yeah, and we haven't gone the wrong way, so good.
Which is amazing for the pair of you, let's be honest.
Well, no, I don't think that's very fair, KV.
You're probably right. I'll tell you what, it is fun. I've actually had to grab hold of Mandy there, ladies and gentlemen. She hates a microphone being put in her face, but if you're hanging around at the end of the night, you'll certainly be able to hear her, probably from the North Island. No, great lady, though, and a huge part of the Southern Jetsprint Club. So it is Mouthfresh with Rob and Ange Coley. The last time out, they went the wrong way. So here they will need to really think about what they're doing, because it is Glenn Head leading the charge in the Altherm machine, posting the quickest time of the day with a 50.599. Rob and Ange Coley, they'll be aware of that, but are they going to try to beat that time? Oh, Rob Coley out of the chute with massive aggression and went the wrong way straight out of the chute. And he realises it. No, he doesn't. He is super frustrated. Rob Coley has got it all wrong right from the outset of this lap, and he has not realised it at all. That is fairly obvious. So Rob Coley is driving hard unnecessarily and parks it up on the bank, and Rob Coley gets it back in the water, and he will continue as Rob Coley does. So now, theoretically, he's back on the rotation proper, but he's just gone the wrong way again, I think. Yes, he has gone the wrong way. So Rob Coley, just take it easy. Put this one back on the trailer nice and square, nice and safe without the dings. Oh, boom! Rob Coley, ladies and gentlemen, certainly an exciting run. There is no doubt about that, but I can tell you that is a DNF. The rotation was wrong right at the start. He went to the second channel off the start line instead of the first. So that is not good at all. All right, so got an announcement from our race director. We will not be having a lunch break at this point. We are just going to keep going through to the fourth qualifier to see how this weather is going to be treating us here today. So we'll just keep carrying on, keep providing you plenty of action, and Rob Coley certainly provided plenty of action. We saw Phil Dick and Hayden Digby Smith in the Jet Design Co machine stick it into the fence at the top part of the track. Unfortunately, they will not be taking any further part in the day today, but it is now going to be Ruben Hoxema in the Sprint Tech machine. Jacob Wood doing the navigational duties. We're hoping that Ruben will get a bit of a foot into this because they haven't been okay on the rotation at this point. Really need to get this one sorted out. Remember, this is the B driver with the Toyota Supra engine. The popping and the spluttering with all of this anti-lag and all of the technological advancements in this engine, certainly creating plenty of noise, plenty of pop, plenty of sputter, but at the moment, not a whole lot of speed. But Ruben, in only his second ever race meeting, certainly working towards it nicely. Now we see that confidence starting to develop. Oh, gee, I tell you what, that's a tight line through there. And if he's anything like his old man in the latter part of his career, he'll start putting it up on the dirt. But I did have a chat to Ruben, and unfortunately, Eric, I said, Ruben, so you want to emulate your old man? He said, no, I never want to emulate my old man. So sorry about the bad news there, Eric, but that's just the way it goes. But the young man going to come through the line. Oh, a bit tight in through there. Nice lap there for the rookie with a 62.865 there for the rookie, Ruben Hoxema. Yeah, that weather is going to pass us. I've just had a bit of a chat to some very important people, and they have suggested that it will completely pass us. So, all right, so that rounds out qualifying round number 3. Oh, sorry, Aaron Hansen's still to come, but are now going into a Group B boat here. This will be Bryce, no, it will be Sam Gray and Mike Allen. So Sam Gray, Mike Allen out on track at the moment. So these boys, this A and B driven boat, the last time we saw this boat out on track, it was Bryce Barrett who spat it out in that part of the track there at the Rock Gas roundabout. So Sam Gray and Mike Allen, the Carterton pairing, the Cray Fisherman and the Forestry Worker, Fortitude Racing, Central Auto Parts. This is qualifying for the Group B category. So Sam Gray actually looking like this confidence is really developing at the moment. And it's fantastic to see these guys in their rookie season now down this fast part of the course, really just pushing very, very hard. That's a nice run. That's their best time with a 58.127, 58.127, their best time of the day. Great to see that. Hey, we've got our race director up here, Mike. We'll have a chat to Mike in a minute, but in the meantime, we've got Sam Tweedy coming out. And Darcy Redstone in the Eagle Hull. It is the Dilemma race machine from up there on the North Island. Oh, he's just gone the wrong way. Needed to do a left. You heard the change of throttle. He just got right out of it. That hesitation. Now into here, now they're back on the rotation proper. You can see Darcy Redstone, the navigator, going, now you need to get on with it, Sam. Just not carrying the speed that is required. The Eagle hull, quite a old style hull, but certainly can be tweaked. These guys just, they've just decided they're not at all confident in that rotation. We have our race director up here, Mike Simonson, and I was going to have a chat to him, but I'll just tell you something about him. You know, when 3 people have sex, it's called a menage a trois, and 2 people have sex, it's called a twosome. We understand why Mike Simonson's called handsome. So our next boat to face the starter should be Chris Rasmussen and Holly Sutherland in the professionals. And he's just produced 2 batteries out of his pocket as our race director as well. All right, so Chris Rasmussen now coming out with Holly Sutherland. So it's Chris Rasmussen. That's all right. We'll speak to you about that in a minute, Matt. We've got some information coming from Robbie McNabb down on the pits regarding Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks. They will be out in a minute. We will check that out as that occurs. So it is Chris Rasmussen in the professionals machine, the real estate agent. So we'll keep an eye on this pair out on track at the moment. Oh, really deep around there and spat it out, called it up and managed to keep going. Lucky not to get a gutful of dirt into the intake in that jet unit. And as they hug it up there, I wouldn't be surprised if that jet unit has separated just a little bit from the stern on that boat. Just trying to have a look at the stern of that boat to see if there is now a crack from where the jet unit goes in there. Yeah, it's just handling like an absolute pig at the moment. Maybe Chris just overdriving it a little bit after that bit of an oopsie. Oh, the boat very, very flighty. You can see how the boat is porpoising as it goes through the crosswash at the moment. Might need to just tighten it up, bring the strength back into the boat, into the Rock Gas roundabout. So Chris Rasmussen and Holly Sutherland, not the best run that they've had for the day so far, but looks as though they are going to complete the run and get away with it with a 64.744, 64.744. So an interesting run there Just keep an eye on the back of that Jet unit as it goes back onto the trailer. Where he hung it up there, I thought there might have been a little damage to that Jet unit, may have separated the seal from the stern of the boat. Doesn't appear to be so, but I'm certain that the guys from the professionals will be looking at that as soon as they get it back up onto the trailer. Next boat out will be Tim and Debbie Edhouse from Ofonga. Liquid Addiction is the name of the boat. Ofonga Motors, Tyre Max New Zealand, Waikato Clutch and Brake Specialists, and McCurdy Trucks. The guys destroyed the drawbar of the caravan on the trip down, managed to make it down. They really want to get these runs on the board because they are leading the championship in conjunction with Hayden Wilson at the moment. They need to go faster than Hayden Wilson. They need to be 0.001 of a second quicker than Hayden Wilson come the end of the day, and they will take the New Zealand Championship. But don't forget, we've also got guys like Bevan Schuler and Daniel Buttercup Reid also knocking at that door. So Tim and Debbie Edhouse, plenty of experience on board. Debbie just finesse as the navigator there. Tim really tight around the rock gas roundabout. This is going to be a good lap. Good run there for Tim and Debbie Edhouse, 55.320, 55.320. All right, we are going to reset our clocks and we are going to have a super boat coming out now. This is Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks. I discussed with you earlier the big off that they had at Wanganui. Baden Gray, Aaron's cousin, has been kind enough to lend them a boat. They will be doing one lap to secure themselves third place in the overall championship. So Aaron Hansen driving with a broken thumb. Julianne Shanks had part of her left index finger amputated after that big crash at Wanganui only a few weeks ago. And a big shout out to all of the people who really put in a lot, we'll just say that, to get these guys down here to assist them in securing third place in the Unlimited Championship. And a big thank you to Kyle Patrick, mate. You know what you did. We know what you did. Thank you very much. And Aaron and Julianne could not have been happier, and they thank you very much from the bottom of their heart. It's great to see that people within this sport, after such a big off down there, and well, when you're sacrificing a finger for a sport, a lot of people got behind this pair to help them get down there. Rusty won the boat they normally race in, not available because of some fairly serious damage. But Baden Gray, as I said, Aaron Hansen's cousin, said, you know what, Aaron, you just need to get across the line. You need to do a rotation, come out, drive the boat. And that's all they need to do is just get across the line here, and that'll secure them third place. Well done, and fantastic to see that Julianne and Aaron Hansen have done very well. That secures them third place in the overall championship. Ladies and gentlemen, give those two a